Okay, last week. Okay, last week, we are discussed with you on the extrude. Okay, so like a revolve. Okay, like an extrude. All right. So as you all know, okay, if you want to create something like a 3D, okay. So we have okay. So actually, you can just try out. Okay. So like for example, okay. So anything like you want to create like a 3D, okay, dimension. All right. And also, okay, you have a revolve. Okay. So extrude and bevel. Okay. So generally, yeah. Okay. Let's say if you have got something like a square. All right. So all right. So it will be easy for you to use the extrude and bevel. But revolve usually, yeah. Okay. Let's say for example, okay, like you want to have like a globe, all right, or like like sometimes you want like a corn. Okay, so you all know, okay, like a corn, okay, why you tray it's a triangle, but then you want to have like a corn shape. All right, okay, rotate. Okay, I will explain to you. Okay, so what's the purpose of this rotate? All right, so let's we see, okay, these three things first. Okay, and then okay, once we're done, then we can wrap it up this illustrator. Okay, so for this, all right, okay, let me just create a new file. Okay, and I'm just going to use a web. All right, I'm just using a web. Okay, so let's say I'm using okay 1080 okay by 1080. Okay, so let's just click on create. All right. Okay, so just in case if you this one, okay, I know that we did like a 3D logo on the previous week. Okay, so all right, so how you're going to, okay, let's say you are not only can create any like a 3D. Okay, so like a normal kind of like for example, okay, so okay, so for this all right, I'm just going to create a, all right, so let's say something like a purplish, all right, the background. Okay, and I'm not using the stroke. Okay, so just to cover your, okay, to cover your what you call the right. And okay, so let me just add on some gradient on okay. Right, so go to the gradient and then okay, when you apply the gradient, okay, so you just need to okay, so apply it on the SS stroke. Okay, so we don't want that. Okay, so right, just wait, yeah, all right. Okay, let me know if I'm lagging or what. Okay, if my voice is a bit lagging or what, okay, please let me know. All right. Okay, so all right, I'm just going to use a, okay, so maybe I can just use like this kind of, okay, all these things actually is like a predefined color. And if you want to change it, all right, so let's say, okay, and I'll just close it, all right. So, okay, so if you, okay, in case, all right, if you want to make it, okay, you can see like the gradient, the white color is like too, I know, like too bright. All right, so go back again, get to your gradient. So over here, all right, just click and then reduce your opacity. Let's say, okay, so all right, and then okay, so maybe in case instead of like you want to use a white color, maybe I know, okay, just make it like okay, so all right. So once you're done, okay, very easy. Okay, so just locked it. All right, as I mentioned earlier, and we are going to create a new. Okay, so for this, all right. Okay, so I just revert back to white. All right. So the color which is I'm going to use. Okay. So generally, okay, as I mentioned earlier, all right, you all need to create a swatches. Okay. So either you can use the swatch library or you can just create by, okay, you can just put on the site here. Okay, let's say the first one. Okay, the first one colors, okay, it is not a purple, okay, but it still is something like a orange. Okay, and then so the next color will be something like a, okay, so something like a brown. So And then over here, so using something like orange. Okay, so something like, like a brown, okay, like brown to a orange. Okay, so over here also, okay, okay, so over here, I'm just going to use a single color. I'm just randomly choosing the color. All right, okay, so it's like orange. Okay, and then another one. Okay, so let's say, all right, so okay, and then right, something like gray. Another one. So it's actually all right. Okay, so I'm just switching to another slider. Then a bit more lighter. So, oops. So over here, and then okay, so let's say, okay, I'm just choosing something like a dark color. All right, so I just randomly choose. Okay, so it does nothing have any meaning. All right, so as you all see, you all can create any colors that you all require. Okay, so okay, the first thing is, all right, I'm just going to create a, okay, I'm just changing to white. All right, there. Okay, so first, all right, we just create something like the white. Okay, so the first color. Okay, and then all right, so what I'll do is, okay, so I have another color. I'm sorry. Okay, so just go to edit, okay, copy and paste in place. All right, and then I'll just make it this one as a bit more smaller. All right, and okay, assume that, okay, I'm using a brown. Okay, so this, okay, I just want to keep it this one as a, right, over here. So the first thing is, all right, so what I'll do, I just select these two, all right, and then I just go to the minus front. Okay, so you should get something like over here. All right, okay, part of that, okay, so I can use all right, let's say a rectangle tool. So using a different kind of colors, okay, so just any colors that you all wish to have. Okay, one, okay, and then, all right, so I'll just bring it this one over here. Okay, so what I'll do, so once I select both, right? Uh, I have what you call, all right, okay, we call it as a train. Okay, where is a train? Yeah, it's over here. Okay, simply click on the train. Okay, so of course, all right, you're not seeing anything over here. So let's see if I just ungroup it. Okay, so but then if I just remove, okay, so this will happen. All right, so it will just, okay, this one actually for the train. Right. So once I done, so let's say, all right, I'll just bring it over here. Okay, so it has to be same dimension. Okay, but then I'll just need to resize it. Okay, so I'll just make it more. Okay, so let's say, okay, so once you're done, all right, so assume that, okay, you can just simply press Control G. Okay, you can just group it. Okay, before you're moving forward, all right, so you can just simply click, okay, go to the effect, 3D, okay, and extrude bevel. Okay, I won't be okay, so I'll just randomly, okay, all right, so preview, all right, and then okay, so if you want to have like maybe a 70, okay, like a bit more, all right, so so that's something, okay, so generally, okay, you need to play around, okay, with this cube over here, all right, so assume that, okay, so a little bit more. Okay, so you can just try out, okay, so okay, how you want to make it, whether you want to make it like this way, all right, so it's up to you. Okay, so let's say, all right, Okay, so once we're done, all right, so we can just click on option. All right, so I will share with you. Okay, we also have like the survey. Okay, I explained to you on last week. All right, so let's we go a bit more detail over here. All right, so just click on OK once you're done. All right, so by then, if in case, okay, you can just simply click here. Okay, just want to see that's a wireframe. Okay, wireframe is nothing. Okay, it's just like a skeleton. All right, okay, but then, okay, like a no shading. Okay, so it's become like flat. All right, it become as a flat. Diffuse shading. All right, so what happened here is, okay, you are still able to see the what you call the 3D, but then the shading will be removed. Okay, but then, all right, so we need to have a plastic kind of shading, because if you want to have like a glossy, okay, like a like a gradient kind of colors. All right, so we make it as a plastic shading. All right, so just click on OK. Right, so of course, all right, if you're going to add some kind of colors or anything, okay, you can't add. All right, so which is I already shared with you last week. All right, so what you need to do is, okay, you have to go to the expand appearance. Okay, so once you've done the expand appearance, okay, you need to right click. Okay, you need to ungroup it. Okay, you have to group on. Okay, so once you're done, all right, so some of the places here, okay, so it's already like in separate. Okay, so you need to make sure, all right, okay, you should not left over here. All right, if you left over, then that's it. All right, some of it might not go. Okay, so you can just make it as a, all right, 100%, and then use your selection tool. Okay, so here one, okay, two, okay, and then go to your, all right, unite. Okay, so it has to be as one. All right, so again, same goes to here as well. Okay, so here one. Okay, so you need to know, okay, where are the places that you missed out. Okay, so right, so let's say, okay, it has to be as one. All right, this one's okay, this one's okay, this one's okay, this one's okay. All right, so as long as, okay, it doesn't have like multiple parts, then that should be okay. Okay, so over here as well. Okay, one, two, three. Okay, it has to be as one. So okay, so let's say I make it as 50%. All right, and then, okay, so you have make it as a gradient over here. So you can just simply click, or use your eye drop. Okay, so you can just play around. Okay, so what color that you want. Okay, so if you feel like, okay, there is too black, all right, so you always can turn on, okay, your, so okay, let's go back to the gradient. Sometimes, okay, this gradient also will be like right, so right, so maybe like something like this. Okay, if you want to make it like more darker, what? All right, so let's make it a bit more. Okay, so over here, just make it like more light tone. Right, so okay, so over here, all right, so you can just leave it the color. Okay, so maybe, all right, like the C over here, so you can just use eye draw. Okay, so all right, so as I said, okay, I'll just simply select the colors. All right, so, so use it over here. So let's say, okay, in case if you want to change the color, all right, I should be able to get this. You know why the slider is not appearing. So, so over here, let's try. Okay, so now it's okay. Sometimes, okay, you just go nuts. Okay, so right. So of course, okay, you need to keep play around with the texture. All right. So if you feel like you want to make it like more dark, all right. Okay, so just to get some like a shine. Okay, so you can just apply the same thing. Okay, so again, so I'm just randomly, okay, I'm just picking up the color. So you all just can, try out, okay, any other color that you all use. Okay, so all right. Okay, so same thing. All right, so maybe over here I'm using the this color. Okay, and then on side here also, okay, I'm using my color picker. So maybe top. Okay, using my color picker, so maybe like something like that. Or, okay, so just to differentiate the shade. Okay, but if you all feel like you want to add on a little bit, okay, so of course, okay, so what you can do, all right, so you can, let me just put this one as a white color. There's no, okay, so I'll just draw something like the outline. So, so I'm not going to do a perfect one, all right, so from here. Then start from here. Let's see. So okay, so once you're done, all right, so we just need to, okay, but this one has a color. Okay, so I just want to change it. This one as a color. All right, so there's a color, all right, and change it as a color. All right, so what we're going to do here is, okay, so it's just like, okay, we add a, okay, we're just adding a gradient. Okay, so over here also, okay, so you all know, okay, it's a white color, all right, but we can just reduce opacity, okay, let's play around. So too much. So like last year, maybe all right, so you can make it this one as a, let's say 0. Okay, so we just make it as a 0, right? So that you can get like something like a shining kind of things. Okay, of course you can just play around, okay, with your, all right. So whichever, okay, so we do the same thing. So just click and then use your eye drop. Okay, so you apply it over here. All right, so same thing again, click and use your eye drop. Okay, so this is something to get your like a glossy kind of the effect. Okay, so you see it. So in Illustrator, okay, it's totally different. Okay, it's like totally different. Okay, like if you're using Photoshop, okay, of course, all right, you can just use your blending, all right, around the numbers, all right. So over here, okay, so everything is like a kind of a manual, all right. Okay, so this is something like like we are using for the all right, we call it as a bevel. Okay, so it's like a 3D. All right, so all right, it's extrude and bevel. Okay, so this one thing over here. All right, so another one. Okay, so let's say, okay, I'll just put it, this one on side here. Okay, so so once you're done, all right, so you can just select all. Okay, and then you just group it. Okay, so I can resize it if I want. Okay, so you can see, all right, even if I resize, okay, it works still good. All right, okay, so another one. Okay, so let's we go for the, okay, for the revolve. All right, okay, for the revolve, okay, after that, okay, I'll come to the rotate. Okay, for revolve, okay, so let's say if you want to create like something like a sphere, okay, like a circle. All right, so meaning that, okay, you should not use your ellipse tool, okay, just like yes, I'm just using that as a right. All right, so let's say, all right, if I'm just using a full circle, all right, So if I go back to my effect, all right, and then click on my, let's say, revolve. Okay, so click on preview. All right, so you see here, it's become like a, okay, it's like it become like a donut here. Okay, so let's say, all right, if I okay, so it's just like become like a donut. Okay, this is not a shape that I want. All right, so you see here, if you want to create like a sphere, all right, so this is what we have to do. Okay, so generally, okay, we have to split into two sections. All right, we need to split into two sections. All right, so let's say, all right, okay, so as usual, okay, so you all can use your pathfinder. All right, so use the pathfinder to divide. Okay, so let's say, okay, I'm just going to group. All right, so let's say if I just remove this, okay, so I'm only have like a half of the circle. Okay, so now if I go to the 3D, all right, and then if I click on the revolve, okay, so click on the preview. Okay, so changing to right. Okay, why I'm changing to right? Okay, so let's see, yeah, okay, because you already have a left. Okay, so you need to connect to the right hand side. Okay, but if let's say, all right, if you are choosing on your, okay, let's say if you're choosing as a right, then you have to choose the left. All right, so select, sorry, okay, effect 3D. Okay, let's say revolve. Okay, so 3D. Okay, so of course, because it's already selected as a left. Okay, if you change as a right, okay, so it'll become like a you know, like a cylinder. All right, so okay, that's one thing here. Okay, so let's say, all right. Okay. So same thing also. Okay, let's say if you all want to create a, all right, so okay, assume that, all right. So let's say it's one. Okay, so using again, all right. So oops. Okay, so same thing. So let's say if I just, all right. So let's say, okay, you want to have like a kind of a triangle. So same thing. Okay, so split it. All right, so go back to my pathfinder. Okay, so look it as a divide. Sometimes okay, so I say it will work, sometimes it will not work. All right, so once you can go to object, path, let's say divide. Okay, so right, so let's say we just choose this. Okay, so go to effect 3D. All right, let's show revolve. Oops, sorry. Okay, revolve. Okay, so over here preview. All right, so you get a something like a comp. Okay, so let's say if you just apply. All right, so again over here the same thing. All right. So I should preview. All right, then this. Okay, and over here, all right, you see there's a map art. All right, so I remember last week. Okay, I just mentioned to you all. Okay, so you know, like you all can create a map art. All right, so like you know, like a label or something. Okay, so same goes to here also. Okay, let's say if I just okay undo back. All right, because all these things, all right, possible you do before you convert into a okay. So let's say, all right, okay, I'm just creating okay, a rectangle tool. Okay, and then okay, it's a red color. And then ellipse. Okay, for the ellipse, okay, let's see if I just change it to, right? Okay, I'm not sure what's the size of this, all right, but then, oops. So if I just, okay, so okay, so of course, okay, I need to have make sure the circle is aligned together with this, okay. But then, all right, so when you have time, you can just play around. Okay, so let's say okay, minus front. Okay, so when minus front, okay, so it's become like something like this. Okay, so let's say if I just want to make it. So what I'll do, all right, so I'll just go to the window, all right, and then look for the graphic. All right, so I believe okay, this is the one I think so. Because sometimes there's two things that can be confused. One is a graphic, another one is a symbol. Okay, I think there is a, if I'm missing a symbol. Okay, so I can just put in both sides. Okay, so change it to graphic. All right, so let's say okay, I'll just put this one as a ribbon. Okay, so just in case over here as well. Okay, no, all right, I think it's here as well. Okay, so once I done, I can just remove. Okay, so let's say, all right, if I just choose the con, go to the effect, all right, and then okay, so everyone knows, all right, so we just have to make it this one as a, all right, preview. Okay, so all right, if it's right edge, okay, it's become like a cylinder. All right, so it's the left edge. Okay, because why? All right, we are just copy the on the right side earlier. Okay, so we want to continue with the left side. Okay, then you got the map out. All right, so you need to know. Okay, so where is actually your, all right, so it's over here. Okay, so this is actually your surface. All right, so this is actually on the top surface. All right, and then this is actually at the bottom. All right, okay, so something here. Okay, so over here. So let's say, okay, if I just choose the ribbon, okay, so you can just apply it, okay, on your side. So either you can just scale it, okay, scale it to fit means, okay, you'll scale it to your, okay, if let's say if you don't want, all right, make sure you clear out and okay, apply again, right, and then you can just simply click on. So of course, okay, as I say, you have to create the ribbons a bit more longer. All right. So all the small things, okay, you all can try out. All right. Even okay, let's say, all right, if you want to create a globe, all right. So you can, okay, for example, let's say, all right, images, okay, like okay, world, and okay, so let's say, I would say, okay, like a doctor or okay, so you can either take the black and white or the colors. Okay, so even if you want to choose the colors, okay, so you have to make sure, okay, we'll map, okay, let's say, okay, so let's say something like this over here. Okay, so it's actually a Pinterest. So let's say if I just save this image, okay, so I'll just save it as a word. Okay, so once we're done, just click on OK. All right. So now, okay, so let's say okay, this one, okay, I'll just put on the side here. All right, so I have a globe here. Okay, so go to the effect. Okay, before that, okay, so everything before you're going to do, all right, so go to file. Okay, let's say placed. All right, so let's go back. Let's go back here. What place it? All right, okay, so okay, obviously, okay, we are not going to use the over here. All right, so it's everything on the symbol. Okay, so we want to make it this one as a okay, as a vector. Okay, so you see here, you need to know, okay, how many colors that they are using. Okay, they're generally using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there's almost like a 6 colors here. All right, so go to your windows, all right, and then look for the image trace. All right, so over here, okay, so let's say, okay, so you have like about okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's say 6 colors. All right, let's try and see. Okay, so takes a little bit of time. Okay, CN. All right. So you need to specifically tell, okay, how many colors this has. Okay, so usually like a gradient colors or okay, we really don't advise. Okay, because we're not able to see the proper color. Okay, so let's say once you're done, okay, click on expand. Okay, so we want to clear out the white color here. Okay, so I just right click, ungroup. Okay, and then I just simply remove it. Okay, so all like white color all. Okay, so if you feel like you want to remove, you can just remove. Otherwise, you can just let it go. Okay, so I just select and then I press on Control G just to repeat. Okay, so all right, so make as a graphic. Okay, let's say I'm making this one as a. Okay, but before you proceed, okay, maybe you can try to increase it a little bit more. All right, you see. All right, that's how okay you convert into a vector. So let's say if I just bring it and then put my inside the symbol. Okay, over here I change to graphic. All right, and then name it as a world. And okay. All right. So once you're done, okay, you can if you want you can make it this one as a. All right, you can just make it as small. Okay, so you can expand as much as you all can. Okay, at any time. All right, simply because this is no more raster. This is a vector base. Okay, so let's say right over here I'll try to make it like a little bit more bigger. Okay, so go to the effect 3D. All right, revolve. Okay, click on preview. So once you're done, okay, of course you all need to add the colors. Okay, if you want to have. Okay, so currently I didn't add any colors. Go to the map art. All right. So first, all right, it's only have one surface. Okay, it's only have one surface. All right. So go to none. Okay, the world map is here. Okay, so you can scale it to fit. All right, so you can move around. Okay, so which area that you want to have a look. Okay, so if you go more further, all right, so this is how the things looks like. Okay. See, the more that you go, then most probably. All right, so if you want to forcingly, okay, to enlarge it also you can. Yes, all right, but make sure, okay, is control the ratio. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so of course, all right, you need to make sure, all right, like blue colors, okay, so we indicate as a, it's like a C, all right. So once you're done, okay, so you can just click on, all right. So this is how, okay, if you want to create your world map, all right. Okay, so now, okay, so let's we look for the, all right. So I've already explained, okay. So what's the purpose of extrude revolve? Okay, revolve, okay. So now let's look for the rotate. Okay, some of you might be thinking, okay, rotation is what? Okay, to rotate objects or what? All right, it's similar to that. Okay, but all right, we also can do a lot of things. Okay, by using this rotate. Okay, so just hold on here. Just need to have a water. All right. Okay. So I know there's a lot of things. Okay. So once you got recording, all right. So you can just play around. Okay. So I'm going to create a. Okay. Let's say okay. It's a 2021. Okay. 2022 is going to come over. Okay. So let's say 2022. All right. So for this, all right. You can use for anything. Okay. If you want to. All right. But then. I more prefer okay to have like something like okay like much more bolder, all right, so like like this okay maybe like area rounded, Okay, so just put it over here. All right, okay, so so once I've done this, all right, so what I'll do, okay, so I'll just go to the okay, effect, all right, and then 3D and look for the rotate. All right, and then preview. Okay, so of course, all right, I know you can make it this one like something like, okay, usually like you all are preparing like isometric kind of design, okay, so you all can use the rotate, okay, but then okay, you can use a custom rotation, or you can use also the okay isometric top. Okay, so I'm just using the okay isometric top. Okay, so once I done, all right, so you can see, okay, if you feel okay, all right, and then okay, so you can just try out. Okay, so you also have like a all right, this one like a showing at the right hand side. Okay, so let's say okay, it is on the left. Okay, so whichever way that you want prefer to do, okay, you want to. So I want to use for the isometric top. Okay, so once I done, all right, I just click on. Okay, so maybe I just want to okay, enlarge it a bit. All right. Okay. We okay. Before that, all right. I just want to change it this one as a outline. Okay. So I'm not going to change it as a color. All right. So it's outline. Okay. And then make it this outline as okay as a 2 point. All right. So first, all right. Okay. Of course. All right. You see, once you make it this one as you know, like in isometric view. Okay. So of course the original text is over here, but then it won't be visible. Okay, it's just showing the location of that. All right, so go to the object, all right, and then expert appearance. Okay, so let's say we just click on the expert appearance. So once we're done, okay, we need to ungroup. Okay, always remember, okay, you need to ungroup. Okay, just double click and see. All right, and then the findings, okay, there will be like a release clipping mask. Okay, you have to do this. All right, you have to release your clipping mask. Okay, so all right, so make sure. Okay, so once done. For this, all right, you need to, okay, you need to activate your layer. Okay, so we are not going to use a pathfinder for this, so I'm just going to close. Okay, align nothing. So transform also starting. Okay, so just going to open the layer. Okay, so over here, all right. So the next thing is, okay. So what I'll do is, okay, all right. Just hold on here. So I just need to see. Okay, all right. Yeah, okay, so it's actually under the group, okay, 2022, all right, but then, okay, I don't want to ungroup it, okay, I'll just let it go. So what I'll do here is, all right, I just simply select the, okay, just select this, okay, the 2022. So again, go to effect, okay, distort and transform, all right, and then, okay, look for the transform, all right. Click on the preview first, all right, and then okay, so let's say vertical. Okay, so I put this one as a 15 pixel. Okay, so you see, once I put as a 15 pixel, it's creating another outline at the bottom here. All right, so how many copies that you want to make? Okay, so let's say, okay, you want to make it another 2 more copies. Okay, so I have one, okay, and then I need to add another 2 more copies, so it will create another extra 2 more copies. So once you're done, okay, so you can just simply click on okay. Right, so you can see, okay, you have 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so go back to your all right, so what you do, okay, once you've done this, okay, so once you already use the what you call, okay, let me show you one more time here. Okay, I'll just undo that. Okay, all right, so the first thing is, okay, so once you already expand and then release the clipping mask, all right, so just release the clipping mask. Okay, so make sure over here, all right, okay, it's still as a one group. Okay, so and you see here there's extra part here, all right, okay, there's extra part. Okay, so if let's say if I just turn off this, okay, so I'm just selecting the what you call okay, the only the year. All right, so this part, okay, I'm not going to use anything. All right, so you need to check on your layer. All right, so whether there's any extra part here or not. Okay, so you need to simply click if you feel like something like anything that you need to doubt. All right, there's any doubt over here, simply click. All right, so we don't want this outline. Okay, so you just have to turn on the visibility. All right, yeah, here. All right. So over here, okay. So what we need to do is, all right, we just have to go to the, okay. So, all right, go to the effect, okay, and then look for the what you call distort transfer and transfer. Okay, so you want to replicate another extra two. Okay, so make sure you click on the copy vertical. Okay, not horizontal. Okay, so we want to make it as a at the bottom. Okay, so let's say 15. All right, so you got extra one and make it copy, make it as two. Okay, once you're done, you click on okay. All right, so what will happen here is, okay, next, okay, go back again to object and expand the appearance again. Okay, each time, okay, you have to do that, otherwise, okay, it may not work. All right, so again, once you expand, make sure, all right, just ungroup it. Okay, again, one more time. Okay, so okay, so make sure, all right, okay, once you already, expand, okay, you need to ungroup. Okay, why we need to ungroup? Okay, so that, all right, we have top, okay, you have the center one, and then you have the at the bottom one. Okay, so all together you have like a three layers. Okay, so what we do, all right, we select the top layer. Okay, so we know that is the top layer. Okay, so go to your edit, copy, okay, and then you paste in place. All right, so you just paste in place and then you change it the color. Okay, so we have how many layers? Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so we have 1, 2, and 3. Okay, another one is actually is on top. All right, so the top one we change to a white color. Okay, we change it to a white color. All right, and then we turn off the visibility as for now. Okay, so we are not going to use it. Okay, so let we just turn off the visibility and go for the, all right, another one here. Okay, so let's say, okay, I'm just adding a color. So for this, okay, I need to use something like a brighter color. Okay, so let's say, all right, I'm just using a something like a yellow. Okay, and then go for the second one. Okay, so the second one, something like a cyan. All right, so I'm not sure how the colors looks like. Okay, so we try and see. And then the last one. Okay, so let's do the last one. All right, and then the last one, okay, it should be something like, let's say, a pink color, like a bright. Okay, so you have like a three colors here. All right, remember just now I know we try to use okay, like blank. All right, so we can use the same method here. All right, so first, all right, we just name it this one as a white. Okay, and then this one I'll just make it this one as a yellow. All right, another one, okay, this one is it's like a blue. All right, and it's a pink. Okay, so okay, so I just have to copy all. Okay, so just have to copy all. Okay, so what, okay, I have to go to the object. Okay, blank. Okay, so let's say, okay, you have a blank option here, right? So let's say, okay, it's a specify step. So let's say, okay, I want to specify this as 100 times. All right, so let's say once I'm done, I'll just click on OK. All right, go to the object. Okay, blank, and let's say make. Right, so you have like something, okay, like isometric kind of the design here. So remember just now you make it as a white color, right? So go back to your white. Okay, so effect, and then all right, so you can just use your stylish. Okay, so for example, okay, you can like outer glow. Okay, so the outer glow is won't be have, it won't work as like like how you all play around with the Photoshop. All right, so okay, so let's say, so you can just play around. Okay, so just in case, all right? So you want to just create something like a kind of like a glue, all right? So you can just, okay, you can just try out, okay, for any kind of the pattern of this, okay? So this one, okay, we call it as a like isometric of design. Okay, so this is actually for the, all right, for your, okay, so you can just try it for many things, all right? Okay, so this something that, okay, so you can just try out, okay? So, okay, so that's it, all right? I'm going to conclude the Illustrator, okay? So I know there's a lot of things, okay, in Illustrator, all right? So as usual, okay, the only thing is, okay, whenever you keep on trying, okay, so you can, at least you know, okay, what you are doing. So okay, like if you're not using like like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, okay, so for you to capture back, all right, it will be always be a difficult, all right, okay, so this is a little bit, okay, so you can practice on this, all right, so you can just put it everything as together, okay, so you know that, all right, Christmas is going to come, all right, so you want to come up with your greeting, so it doesn't matter, okay, whether it's nice or not, all right, so at least you all try out, okay, so like people may be always happy, okay, instead of like like although yes, okay, you buy outside, okay, looks more professional, okay, but you did yourself, okay, obviously, okay, people will appreciate that. Okay, so all right. Okay, so I hope that, okay, I'll cover the Illustrator as much as I can. Okay, but of course, okay, there's a lot of things, as I said, all right, you need to practice a bit. Okay, so before, okay, as I said, yeah, okay, I'm just going to start with the, okay, just with the Photoshop to explain to you all, okay, how to use the, like sometimes, okay, you want to edit movies, all right, or you want to edit, like, how to say, okay, like maybe like you want to create like very simple animation, all right, but okay, but it's not a user friendly, but as I said, okay, you need to make sure, all right, spend a little bit of time, okay, so if let's say we have like some other tools, all right, like of course, yes, Canva, all right, so Canva, you all can just create a like a predefined kind of animation, all right, so like in Photoshop, all right, that animation, okay, you have to follow like certain rules, all right, so at the same time, okay, you need to spend a little bit of time, all right, okay, so I will just going to close my Illustrator, okay, if you have any questions or if you have anything, okay, we can just put on the WhatsApp, okay, maybe later, all right. Okay, so just going to close it. Okay, so before that, all right. Okay, so I'm just going to play a little bit of game. Oops. All right. So okay, let me stop my sharing first. Okay, so hard good. Okay, so most of you, okay. Okay, I wish that you all can participate. All right. So it's just like a Kahoot game. All right. It's just going to be a Kahoot game. So all right, so you need to have your own mobile device. Okay, I believe like some of you have played the game before. All right, so obviously, okay, so I'm just going to okay, it's just like a graphic design kind of quizzes. Okay, so how you're going to understand so far. All right, so just give me time. Okay, so I wish that, okay, you all already okay, you all prepare your mobile phone. All right, or you are using a mobile phone, or you want to use your all right, your iPad or anything. Okay, so I hope that you all, okay, so let me, okay, I will stop the sharing first. Okay, so it's just like a little bit, okay, to release your tension all. Okay, I know that a lot of things. Okay, so all right. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. All right. Okay, so I just wish, yeah. Okay, so most of you, all right, so able to, all right. Okay, so all right. So you want to play as a team or you want to play as an individual? Okay, so I'm asking you all. All right, you can just put on the chat. Okay, as a team or as a individual, which one you prefer? as a team. All right. Okay. Cool. Okay. So okay. Yeah. Hopefully that okay. I would be joining. All right. So hope that you all okay. All right. So I hope that you can see like other participants as well. Okay. So let me just start first. Right. So over here, okay, so I'm using as a personal device. Okay, so it's going to be a personal device. All right. Okay, so each every one of you, okay, you need to go to, yeah. Okay, just wait here. All right, I will stop the sharing again. Okay, so I need to share with sound. Okay, so we have okay, Red and team. All right, so you need to go okay to here. Okay, I will put on the chat group here. All right, and then okay, you need to enter your game pin. Okay, so the game pin will be okay 851407. Okay, so I will wait for you all okay to join. All right, we have got one queue. Okay, we got Anis from all right. Don't be shy, just join. Okay, so far only 10. All right, how about the rest? Okay, don't be shy. Okay, so doesn't matter whether it's right or wrong. Okay, so okay, again, okay, you all have to go www.kahoot.it. Okay, and then you need to enter your game pin and also you have to put your name. Okay, I will wait for another at least 5 minutes. All right, okay, there's another 3 more minutes to go. Okay, so once then I will start the game. Okay, so some of you, all right, if you are playing the Kahoot for the first time, all right, so the points will be given, okay, for those who are answering, okay, as fast as you all can, okay. So of course the question will be very easy, all right. But then if you have like a two same answer, all right. So of course, okay, those who are answer the first one who's answered, they will be get the answer. I mean, they'll get a higher point. Okay, 2 more minutes, all right, before I can start over. Okay, great, we got extra. Okay, so one more, at least one more can we can muscle for the blue team. All right. Okay, all right, yeah, understand, no worries. All right, okay. So guys, all right, so we're going to start over. Okay, so you need to make sure that you all have to look at the device, all right? Okay, so 3, all right, 2, 1. Okay, you orang kena cepat-cepat jawab ya. Okay, I see like some of you didn't answer. Okay, all right. Okay, so next. All right, so let's say, okay, so far, okay, team blue, okay. Okay, graphic design. Okay, so all right, 11 betul. Okay, but then all right, it's okay. So let's see. Okay, so red team. Okay, so the next. Okay, so 3, 2. Okay, what do we call? Okay, as a visual symbol. Okay, siapa yang jawab best ni? Okay, what do we call? Okay, so logo. Okay, so let's see next. Red. Okay, me, I'm okay. Magenta is correct. Okay, I don't know who's answered red. Okay, all right. It's a cyan, black. Okay, so we have like a okay, cyan and also magenta. All right. Okay, so next one. Okay, which computer program is the best for manipulating images? Luckily, okay, semua orang dapat betul for this. All right. Okay, but then team rate, okay, so you're gonna jawab cepat, yeah, all right. And I believe, okay, maybe some of you are not answering, so that is why the team rate is losing some point. Okay, what are the dimensions for A4 page? Okay, 210,297, yeah. Okay, all right. Ada juga yang jawab apa? All right. Okay, it's not cm. All right, it is on the mm. All right. Okay, so next. Okay, still team blue. All right, so next. Okay, what is a vector graphic? All right, okay, great. And the image, okay, independent of resolution, all right? Okay, so the green color is correct. Okay, number two, an image filled with dots, okay, that's not a vector, that is a raster, okay? Okay, so that's why, okay, some of you maybe didn't give some attention. All right, next. Okay, team red, okay, you are using far away. Okay, so next. Okay, do you know what's the abbreviation for PPI means? Okay, in relation to graphic. Masih baik, semua betul. Okay, so all right, so that's the next. Okay, which of the following should be taken into consideration within the graphic design? Okay, siapa yang jawab tu satu balance, alright? It's actually all of the above. Okay, layout, colors, balance, alright. Okay, so that you all need to take into a consideration within the graphic design. Okay, so next, alright. Okay, can you name the color utilized by the screen-based media? Red, green, blue, yeah, okay. What is meant by screen-based media? Screen-based media means, okay, like your laptop, iPad, mobile phone, okay, all these things are using a red, green, blue, RGB. Okay, bukan red, yellow, blue. Oh my God. Looks like I'm already feeling. Okay. All right, next. Looks like some of you like a timba. Okay, what is the mouse? Design style, okay? Bagus, right? Okay, another 9 to go. Okay, what is hue? All right. What is hue? A boy's name, a color characteristic, gardening tool, or type of measurement. Ada juga yang salah, type of measurement. Oh my God, siapa yang jawab tu? Okay, please. Okay, it's a color of characteristic. Yeah. Okay, remember we have like okay, like we have a hue. All right, and then like a few other things as well. Okay, in the Photoshop. Okay, another 7 to go. What is a dingbat? Okay, this one. All right. Okay, what is a dingbat? Okay, of course. Okay, I never read that also. Typography. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, typography character. Okay, so do that. Okay, what is a salary? It's a decorative stroke on the end of the typeface character. Okay, so serif is a typeface character ya. Okay, siapa yang ajar? Okay, siapa yang apa? Buat link. Okay, type of brush. Okay, it's not type of brush. Okay, it's a type tool. Okay, because a typeface or we call it as a font. Okay, so okay, when should a designer use the font Comic Sans? Okay, okay, should be never, yeah, all right, because it's a Comic Sans. Okay, so you see, you cannot use this kind of things, okay, to create a logos, all right, or like a design website. All right, so okay, where would you expect to find a grade? Okay, all of the above. All right. Okay, so like on web page, okay, magazine, all right, on the map, all right, so you can see it, all right. So if you see when you even if you are going to create a website, all right, so you need to have like some kind of a grid, okay, for you to place on your images, like your text. All right, so next. Okay, another trick to go. Okay, what is grayscale? Okay, a type of image. All right. Okay, so okay again, all right. Okay, maybe some of the answers. Okay, maybe no. For me, okay, I believe it's a color of chart. All right, but then I know they might be have a different reason why they put as a type of image. Okay, to go. All right, to move in graphic terms. Okay, what is a font? Okay, a typeface. Yeah. Okay, not a person with all the answers. Okay. All right. This is tembak ni semua. Okay, should be the last one. All right. So looks like okay, this one is very general questions. Right. Okay, all the above. All right. Okay, not on the okay a paragraph of time. Okay, so okay, certain question. Okay, they might be a bit too general. Okay, so the last one. Okay, who is not a designer? Ed Sheeran. Wow. Okay. I think most of you got a correct one. Okay, even like myself. Okay, I'm not so sure who said Ed Sheeran. Okay, so one is a Neville Brady, another one is a okay. So all right. Okay. So of course. Okay. So I am already the winners. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, Zahid, because okay, I didn't see that earlier. Okay, so it's a team blue. All right, savvy team. Okay, I know that some of you didn't answer. Okay, all right. Okay, so there's a few games. Okay, so all right. So well done, team blue. All right. Okay, so okay, so you need any okay, if you need any present or anything, you can just ask, like, I don't know, maybe like a Stephanie or whoever. Okay, maybe they can give you some gift for that. All right. Okay, I'll stop the sharing first. Okay. Okay, so again, all right. Okay, so let's we continue with the Photoshop. Okay, a little bit. Okay, we have like okay, plus minus about 2 hours. Okay, so I won't be go in very detail. Okay, then once I'm done with a little bit of the with the Photoshop. Okay, then okay, I have something to share on the PowerPoint slide. Okay, okay, before we are doing the closing. All right. Okay, so just give me about, okay, maybe I can take about 5 minutes break. Okay, so all right, I'll just go need to go to the washroom and then back. Okay, so just about 5 minutes. I'll be back. Okay, so welcome back. All right. Okay, so all right, I won't be taking too long. Okay, on this Photoshop. All right, so okay, there's only two things. Okay, which is okay, but maybe it will take a little bit of time. Okay, maybe like about a half an hour to 45 minutes. All right. Okay, so I believe like some of you maybe already forgotten, okay, how to use your Photoshop, okay, because we are so busy with Illustrator. All right. So as I said, okay, so make sure, all right, you need to practice, okay, otherwise, okay, it may not, okay, you may forgotten, okay, like certain things. All right. Okay. Okay, so before I proceed, okay, so let me, all right, this is just something like which is I just want to share with you all. Okay, so let's say, okay, so hope that you all remember, okay, how you want to clean up your the background, okay. So, okay, but I'm not going to worry so much on the background now. Okay, so put this one on here, all right. Okay, I'll share my screen. Okay, so okay, there are two things, okay, which is I want to share with you all. Okay, one thing is, okay, just create a basic animation, all right, and then okay, maybe like you all have like a videos or anything, okay, where you want to, okay, want to use on your Photoshop. Okay, but the only thing is, okay, I'm not encouraged, okay, I'm not saying as an encourage, okay, but then if you don't have any other alternative, then okay, fine, all right, so you can use the Photoshop, okay, but then if you have like a better tools, okay, like like a Filmora, okay, or like like for example, okay, for the movie editing, okay, usually, okay, I'll be using a, okay, all right, so I got two, okay, one is a Moavi, okay, another one is a what they call the Filmora, okay, these are the two things, okay. Usually I'll be using, okay, if I want to create any kind of animations, okay, let's say movie editing, all right, so I'm using that. All right, but then sometimes, okay, like those things, okay, will be very expensive, okay, to purchase. So, some of you might be thinking that, okay, fine, okay, we can use the, like a Photoshop, all right. Okay, for the movie, okay, I will explain to you later, all right. So, this is something like, if you want to do like a dual tone of the color, all right. Okay, so what is meant by dual tone, all right? Okay, like for example, okay, for this, all right, I'll just want to remove the background, okay. So as I said, all right, do not forcibly, okay, remove the background, okay, but then, okay, I just want to make it like quite fast, okay, so I just do this, okay, and then I press Control J, okay, so what I did here is, okay, so all right, so I just duplicate the, okay, the subject, all right, so hope that you also remember, okay, okay, how to use your Photoshop. All right, then go to edit, okay, transfer, right, and then I just want to flip, okay, oops, sorry, transfer and flip horizontal, okay, so it's like a side by side, okay, so I can, okay, if you all feel like you want to increase your the canvas size, okay, so this is what you all can do, okay, so you can just go to your image, all right, and then go to your canvas size, all right, so let's say go to your pixel, okay, of course you can see the size is quite bigger, all right, so what I'll do here is, okay, let me just remove first, okay, so I just want to I'll just make it this one as let's say, okay, 1400. Okay, I'm just resizing the image, okay, to 1400. So let's say, okay, still quite big, right? But it's okay, fine. Okay, so just make it as a 30. And okay, go to your edit. Sorry, okay, canvas size. Okay, so I just want to okay, the width. All right, so the width I want to make it like something. So let's say I'm just increasing to 2000. Right, so it's quite right. I'll just make it big enough. Okay, and then I'll just move this image over here. Okay, that's one. All right, but of course, okay, it just doesn't match. Okay, so because like half of the hand is not here. Okay, so it's not appropriate kind of image. Okay, but just to a testing purpose. Okay, so I have another one. Okay, so another one. Okay, I just want to go to transform and then flip to a horizontal. Okay, so okay, so it's like like having like two images here, all right, and then creating another, oh sorry, okay, so create another layer, and then I just bring it this layer at the bottom. Okay, so over here, okay, I'm just adding a color. All right, so hope that you all still remember, okay, how to cut and the colors and everything. Okay, so one thing here, all right, when you double click on this layer, all right, when you double click on this layer, so you will find, okay, something like a channel here, RGB. Okay, so let's say if you just uncheck one, all right, so all right, of course, okay, you won't be able to see the, okay, the red, okay, some of the colors, okay, it will be like hidden. All right, so this is something like a for the green. Okay, so let's say, all right, and then this is the blue. So if you uncheck this both, all right, so let's say if I just click on, okay, all right, so this, okay, like how I've got it. All right, so of course, okay, so this is something like we call as a like a dual tone of the color. Okay, so not only like a dual tone, all right, so okay, just in case, all right, if you want to okay, so this kind of method, okay, doesn't matter, okay, whether you have like a very bright, okay, images or very dull images, okay, you can just apply. Okay, same goes to here as well. Okay, so let's say if I just remove this, right? So let's say over here, right? Okay, then so of course, all right, you all can just play around, okay, if you are going to add some kind of a what you call layer mask. Okay, hope that you all still remember, okay, to how to use the, okay, so this is the brush, all right. So just want to make it this one as 100%. Okay, so you all can just just try out. Okay, so just for the testing purpose. We hear back. Let's see. All right. We go back again to the masking, and then make it as white. Okay, so maybe the opacity. All right. I just want to make it as a 50. So again over here as well. So this is like what we call as a dual tone. All right. So you can play around. Okay, this one thing. All right. So there's one more thing. Okay. All right. So another method that you all can use. All right. So maybe okay, this one. All right. So we're not so sure. Okay, this one we need to play a little bit of. Okay, we call it as a. Okay, we call it as a gradient map. Okay. So this gradient map. Okay. Like for example. Okay. So let's say. All right. So. Okay. So let's say if I just if I remove the masking. Okay, I'm going to apply the masking. So this one another method. Okay, so let's say okay, so I'm just adding back the, all right, I'm just adding back the color. All right, this one. Okay, and then the second one here. All right, so add back the color. Okay, so this we call as a shadow. Okay, so you can, all right. Okay, so let's say, all right, we'll start with the first one. Okay, so go back to your, let's say, brightness and contrast. So I just want to make it this image as a bit more darker. Okay, so we have the contrast, all right? So once we're done, okay, go for the second one. Okay, do the same thing, all right? So we need to adjust the brightness and contrast. Okay, so use the, okay, make sure don't forget this. Okay, so maybe like this one over here, all right? Okay, so once we're done, okay, so if you feel like okay, this is okay, so all right, so as you all know, okay, how you all can convert into a smart object, all right, hope that you also remember. So now let's say, all right, I'm adding this one as a gradient map. Okay, so I'm going to use something like let's say, So you can just add on like something like a reverse. Okay, of course, this one, so you can just add on something like a reverse. Okay, so okay, so if you want to have like a dual tone of color, all right, if you want to have like a dual tone of the color, all right, okay, so let me just undo back. Okay, so I'm not going to apply the gradient map now. Okay, so I'm just removing the gradient map. Okay, that's one thing. All right, so let's say, okay, I just want to, okay, so I just want to make it these two, 1 and 2. All right click, make it to a smart object. Okay, because I don't want too many okay, layers is open. All right, convert into a smart object. All right, so let's say, okay, I have a, okay, so the same model. Okay, let's say I just press a model A. Okay, and then you have a model. All right, so we just have to duplicate another one. Okay, so let's say, all right, press Ctrl J. Okay, so make a copy of. All right, so you can do the same thing. Okay, for the model B. All right, so let's try for the model B first. Okay, so over here, all right, so I'm just adding the gradient map. All right, so same thing. Okay, so I'm using something like all right. Don't forget that this checkbox here. All right, otherwise it will be applied to all your layers. All right, so for this, I just want to use something like a red. Okay, and then over here, it's something like, let's say, a blue. This way here. Okay. It's not applying. All right. Okay. So it's actually my mistake. All right. So let's say if I just undo that. All right. So I'll just leave this one over here. Okay. Because we already have like one layer on the top. All right. So we are going to use that later. All right. Okay. So that's why I'm taking a Panadol. All right. So my mind's already like you cannot concentrate really. Okay. So just uncheck this one first. All right. And then, okay, I just want to make it as a reverse. Sometimes, okay, I just want to make it this answer black and see whether it can work smart. Okay, yeah, I think black is okay. All right, so okay, so once we're done, all right, okay, we add another one here. Okay, same thing. All right, so we're just going to apply the gradient map. Okay, so this time, all right, okay, let's we have like a, okay, just now we have like a red. Okay, so we're going to have like something like a blue. So you can just use any color that you all want. Okay, so right, and then okay, make it as a reverse. Okay, so that, okay, so you have like, okay, currently like what you are seeing here is, okay, we call it as a dual color. All right, it is a dual color. All right, okay, so let's say, all right, okay, so you got it, two colors. Okay, so same thing. All right, you can just make it, all right, you can just convert again. Okay, so convert to small object, so just make it as a one. All right, so convert into a small object. Okay, so now, all right, so what you are seeing here is, okay, you got a two colors. All right, it's the same model. All right, but you have a two colors. Okay, so this is where you can use your masking. All right, so go back to your brush tool. Okay, so let's say, all right. So you can do the same thing, right? Okay, whichever places that you can see like a white, red color something. Okay, so you can just add on. Okay, so do the same thing over here. All right. So we need to press Ctrl J. Okay, so close it this and create your gradient map again. All right. So do not forget. Okay, otherwise it will apply to all your site. Okay, so maybe all right. Let's say right. Okay, and then okay, it's black. Okay, usually black will be works well. Okay, so and then make it on the reverse. Okay, so once we're done, okay, just close it. All right, so same thing. All right, I just want to make it this one as a convert into a smart object. All right, we always can double click. All right, and then you can do the adjustment if you want to. All right, so it will open up as a new layer. Okay, on your artboard. Okay, so add back again. All right, so over here. Okay, so earlier here is actually red. Okay, so now we can just add a blue. All right, so gradient map. Okay, applied to only the particular image. All right, and then okay, look for the blue. All right, and the last one. Okay, as I said, always works with the. Okay, so if you see something like this, make it as a reverse. All right, so close it. Okay, so once we're done, okay, just select these two, right click, and okay, we just have to convert into a smart object. Okay, so same thing. All right, apply your okay, apply the masking. All right, so so over here, all right, you can just if you just feel like you want to use something like a more darker, all right, you can just try to change to black. All right, so this is how the things are looks like. Okay, so obviously, okay, as I said, there's a lot of things okay you all can do in the Photoshop. All right, so okay, so if let's say you all come up with your own products or something, all right, so so like a movie posters or anything. All right, okay, so this is we call it as a kind of like a dual color, okay, dual tone color. Okay, so you have like two ways of doing it. All right. Okay, and then all right, there's one more thing, okay, where you all need to know. Okay, so sometimes okay, you want to change the color of the car. All right. So like for example, okay, so let's say okay, I'm trying to look for the okay, it's like okay, so let's say Pixar Bay. Say sports car. Okay, so let's see whether which other looks like better. Okay, like this one is black, maybe it's not, right? So it's maybe like this the red color. Okay, so we just go to free download. All right. So robot. So I'm just simply right click and then open up in the Photoshop. All right. So open with Photoshop. Okay, so all right. Oops. All right. Okay. So I'll just uncheck this. Okay. So I just want to bring this card over there. Okay, so of course, hope that you all still remember. Okay, if you can use your quick selection, okay, you can just select subject, all right, to see whether, okay, so, all right, so maybe, okay, so I just want to select, okay, certain things, okay, just do some minor adjustment, okay, but sometimes, okay, I just felt like, okay, I just want to use a pen tool, all right, so some kind of perfect selection, all right, so let's say It's like since yesterday is raining, it's like non-stop. So maybe, it may take a little bit of time. But I won't be doing a perfect selection. Okay, so let me just try out. Okay. So generally controlling your title is very important. So over here, all right, you can just try to click somewhere, right? Okay, so remove the center part. So maybe okay, we need to do a little bit of touch up, but then that's okay, fine, all right. It's just for the testing purpose. So using my pen tool back again. Okay, so you need to find that, all right, and then press Control Enter. Okay, so I won't be know okay whether all right it's okay or not. So, okay. So as usual, creating a masking, all right. Okay, so feel like it's okay, fine. All right, go to image. Image, okay, the image is quite big, all right. So all right, let's try and see. Okay, so I just want to make it this one as a okay, convert to a spot object. Okay, so let's see, all right. I just want to save this file. Okay, go to file, save as. Okay, so right click, okay, and then go to your look for the duplicate layer. Okay, so just want to, all right, I just want to bring this car, all right, it's over here and all the way up. Okay, so then just bring it all the way down. So just in case, all right, if you just want to change the color of the car, okay, I'll just roughly tell to you, okay, how you all can do that. Okay, but of course, all right, okay, so let's say, all right, I just want to see, wait. Okay. So you see, in the car, all right, it's currently on the red color. Okay. So let me, okay, I'll just delete first. All right. So it all depends. Okay. So sometimes, okay, you see, you all just try to use the red color or blue. All right. It's easy to do the edit. All right. So over here, all right, go back to your hue and saturation. All right. And then don't forget this here. Okay. So from here, the master, all right, because you know that you're going to target to the red. Okay, so when you target to red, okay, of course, okay, if you try to change, okay, anything that related to the red color only, okay, it will be changed accordingly. All right, let's say you want to make it like more darker. So I'm changing this to a blue color. So let's say once you're done. Okay, so of course, all right, I'm always tell you all, okay, you can just make it this one as a okay, so one of your smart object. All right, okay, so I think everyone, okay, you all can just check on your, okay, on the chat box, okay. So just in case, all right, you all can, all right, turn on the camera, so it'll be much more better. Okay, so again, all right, if you want to make sure that you want to, like you know, like you are using a masking or something, all right, so you can just go ahead, all right. Okay, so I won't be okay doing this thing, all right. Okay, so let's say, all right, I'm just adding a masking again. All right. So it's just that, okay, certain parts, okay, I just want to make it like that invisible. All right. Okay, so I hope that you all still remember, okay, all your masking. All right. So do not forget that. Okay, the character animation, all right. Uh, Okay, if you want to do a character animation, it's always you all can use Adobe Illustrator, okay, because it's a vector, all right. Okay, but then you cannot use, okay, the character animation, okay, using the normal Photoshop, all right. So there will always be another software for that, okay. So if you go to your, okay, if you go to like Adobe site, all right. So let's say okay, Adobe character animator. Okay, so of course, okay, I don't have that, okay, I don't have it, all right. So this is actually for photos, all right, who do the animation, all right. So you can get it is, okay, Adobe character animator. If you don't have, you can just go to your, you know, like a Shopee, all right, and then all right, so you don't have to, okay, even you, it's up to you, okay. You can use your Illustrator to draw the character and then bring it to the Adobe character animator, or you can still using the Adobe Character Animator, okay, to, you know, to do the drawing. Okay, so there's a, okay, there's a few tools that you all can use. Those days we are using the we call it as Adobe Flash. Okay, so we call it as Adobe Flash, but of course, okay, Flash is no longer anymore. All right, so they have a change to a okay, Animate. Okay, they call it as a Animate. All right. So, but then if you want to specifically, you want to draw, okay, and then you want to animate the character, so Adobe Character Animator will be the best for you. All right, okay, so now let's say, okay, you want to make it, okay, over here, okay, a very simple kind of animation for this, all right. So, okay, of course, all right, as I mentioned earlier, okay, I'm always not recommend, okay, to do the, okay, let's say if you go to the window, all right, we have a timeline, okay, so it's very tedious job, all right. Sometimes it works, okay, sometimes, okay, it might not work, all right. I'm not to say not work, okay, but it will take a little bit of time, okay, and then it looks a bit complex, okay, and it's not a user friendly. Uh, that's why, okay, usually, all right, when you look for some tutorial, okay, they always say, okay, don't try to use the 3D in the, okay, 3D in the, okay, in the Photoshop, okay, and also the animation, all right. Not to say, okay, not to say that all right, it's not that user friendly. Okay, it's really is not a user friendly. Okay, and even just now, okay, the reason why I'm not showing the 3D, okay, because after this, okay, you know, the Photoshop, okay, they are not going to, you know, retain the 3D, okay, because they have a, all right, they already have a different kind of a software, okay, they already have a different kind of software, okay, so which is people mostly they're using it, all right, so, all right, so okay, so before I proceed, all right, okay, as I said earlier, all right, so if I'm going to change this, okay, so before that, okay, let me, okay, I just want to save as a backup, all right, just in case, all right, so let's say I just save it as a all right, so if let's say you all convert this into a timeline, okay, so let's say if I just simply click on the timeline here, all right, so you'll be having a create a video timeline, okay, so either you want to save it this one as a time as a video timeline, okay, or you want to create as a frame animation, okay. So what's the difference between create a video timeline and create a frame animation? So if let's say you want to convert into your image as a normal GIF, okay, like a GIF animator, all right, then you can use your okay current frame animation, all right. So because it's just going to create a something like a what we call a graphic animation, okay. But if you create as a video timeline, okay, so meaning that you want to save your document as a MP4, okay. But doesn't mean okay if I choose as a video timeline, okay, I cannot save it as a graphic, okay, like a GIF, okay. Same goes to your create frame animation, okay. Doesn't mean if I choose create frame animation, okay, doesn't mean that I cannot convert into a MP4. You still can, okay, but the only thing is the resolution, okay. Sometimes it will be different, okay. So let's say, all right, you are just want to create something like a video timeline, okay. So once you're done, okay, you just simply have to click on the, okay. So what will happen here is, okay, it will, all right, okay, it will create for you, all right, a kind of a timeline at the bottom here, okay. But that's the thing, all right. You see, there's so many gradient map, all right, it's over here, okay, which is we don't want, okay. We have a gradient map 1, 2, and 3, okay. So that's the reason why, okay, we always say that, okay, try to convert this as a, okay, smart object, all right. So at least, okay, it is become as a normal layer. All right, okay. So currently, okay, if you see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, that is a, okay, for your hue and saturation. Okay, that is actually for the car. All right, hi, Mr. Tariq. All right, all right. Okay, so.
Hey, hi, good evening, everyone. Sorry for this class. Okay, I'm Mr. Vijay. Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
okay, I'm Tariq from HID Corp. How are you, everyone? Okay, okay, so okay, I'm Tariq from HID Corp from Training. Okay, so oh, okay, thank you so much in chat box. Okay, right. Okay, right. So I just want to inform you. So for today, I want to take the attendance for this class. So okay, student can insert their full name and last 4-digit IC in the chat spot. Is okay?
Okay, okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you. So for so I just received for this class is the last day today. It's the last day, Mr. Vijay.
Yes, today is the last day. Yes.
Okay, you are the main trainer for this.
Yeah. Correct. I'm the main trainer. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. Okay. So so after this, participant can respond to chat box. Okay, right. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Mr. Vijay, can.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Tariq. Thank you so much.
Okay. Welcome.
All right. Okay. So back to our Photoshop. All right. So this is actually okay. In case you know you want to convert your artwork. All right. So you want to convert your artwork, okay, into a animation. All right. So of course, all right. As I said, okay, there will be always a better tools. All right, for you all to use for the animation. Okay. So like you know like a Filmora, okay, like a like a Movavi. All right. So all this kind of tool. Okay. Of course, yeah. There's plenty of other tools, okay, that you all have. All right. But if you anyone okay want to try out okay how to use your Photoshop, all right. Okay, so as I said, okay, it's always be a little bit of tricky, okay, and I always suggest, okay, so before you're going to convert into a you know animation, all right. So try to rename it, okay. So let's say for example, okay, this is the okay model 1, all right. So let's say okay, so you have like a Okay, model 1 copy, right? And then you have another one we call as a model 2, right? And then we just rename it as a model, let's say model 2 copy. And finally, there is a car over here. Okay, so you just name it as a car. All right. And this is the background. Okay, so of course, the background. So we are not going to change anything. All right. Okay. So right after, always remember. Okay. So when you're going to convert this into an animation, so try not to, like whenever you have like this kind of the masking out, make sure you convert into a smart object. Okay. So when you convert into a smart object, all right. So then, let me just close this tab first. Okay. So if you want to convert this into an animation, all right, you just go to your window, all right, and then go for your timeline. Okay, so you can just simply click on the timeline, all right, and over here, so you all know that, there's two things. Okay, so one is create video timeline, another one is a create frame animation. Okay, so if in case, all right, if you want to convert into a video timeline, just simply click on the create video timeline, and you need to click at this. All right, so just simply click over here. All right, and this is will create for you. Okay, so that's why I say, you see earlier, all right, it shows as like a masking name, all right, which is sometimes you might be confused. All right, so when you have this, all right, so it's much more easier for you. Okay, so now if you want to know, the simple things, when you edit your animation, so when you edit your animation, the very simple things that you all need to understand is, so what should be come in and what should be, goes next. All right, so that's the thing, you all need to understand when you all create a animation. All right, the thing is, so you see, when you're using a Canva is totally like a even like a PowerPoint. Okay, so let's say when you create a PowerPoint, you just have to like a drag and drop. Okay, the animation you will drag and drop. Okay, so over here, all right, when you're using like a graphic tool or maybe like an animation tool, there is no something like a drag and drop. Okay, so everything that you need to do it from the scratch. Okay, so like a very simple. All right, so let's say, I'll just make it this one as 20% first. All right, so let's say, all right, you have a background. Okay, background, you want to retain it. Okay, so you have a first model. All right, you have a first model. Okay, so let's say, all right, I can just simply, all right, move this model, to a little bit. All right, so again, all right, you all need to know, this is the frame second. Okay, this is the frame second. Okay, so it's a bit more technical. Okay, so when you all do the animation, because we have a frame rate per second. Okay, frame rate per second. Okay, so what is meant by frame rate per second? Okay, so like within 1 second, how many frame, it has moved. All right, so that's the purpose of the frame per second. Okay, there's no limit for inserting the image. All right, you can just insert as much as you all can, for you to animate. But the only thing is, your timeline. Your timeline will be grow more bigger and bigger. Okay, so it's not like so user friendly. But if you want to use it, for like a very quick one, all right, so you can do it. Okay, so in terms of the image limitation, you don't have to worry. So even like you all did the Himalaya, like the product, right? So you all can use that also. Okay, you see that, so you have like almost like how many layers there. All right, you can try to convert that also. Okay, but as I said, before you convert, make sure that you already convert into the smart object. All right, so over here, so let's say, this is where you all need to do a little bit of a, some update here. So let's say if I just click over here, there is a set timeline frame rate. Okay, so if I click over here, set, okay, so you see here, the maximum it can go to 60, all right? So if you want to know which one is the very best frame rate, okay, 60 is always the best. Okay, 60 will be always the best because you will have a very smooth kind of a animation. All right. But of course, okay, later you all need to render. Okay, remember, yeah, okay, any animation that you all do, it has to be render. Okay, without rendering, then of course, okay, your animation won't work. Okay, so what's mean by rendering? Okay, so you see here, if you are choosing the lowest one, okay, 10 frame rate, so usually your rendering will be very fast. Okay, because why? Is less quality. Okay, it is less quality. Okay, so if you are making like a 24, okay, 24 sometimes, yes, okay, it's average. Okay, so you can use your 24 as well. Okay, but if you want to compare, okay, so anything like 50 and above, okay, 60 is always the best. All right, so okay, so again, yeah, okay, so this is very important. Okay, so maybe later, okay, I'll tell you, okay, the frame rate. Okay, maybe if I'm share with you the Filmora. Okay, so at least you know you will get a much more better. All right, so let's say if I just put this one as a 60 frame per second. All right, and then I just click on okay. All right. Okay. So the next thing is, okay. So as I mentioned earlier, okay. So you all need to know, okay, which one have to come first, then next. All right. So let's say, okay, the car has to come in first. Okay. Let's say maybe you want to make it a car to be fade in. Okay. So like the car like a fade in. All right. So like a fade out. All right. And then you know from a dark it's become like a visible. Okay. And then the next, okay, this two model will appear. All right. Let's say you want to do that. Okay. So the first thing is, all right, so this is your, okay, you need to know, okay, where's your car? Your car is here, all right? So, all right, so the rest of it, okay, so over here, the model, so what I'll do, okay, I'll just, you know, I'll just drag it, okay, to the right, okay, even over here, okay, all right? So you see here, okay. So when I drag it, okay, all the models here, so only the car is visible, okay. So the next, okay, okay, when you are playing, all right, let's say if I just click on play, all right. So when this reached up to here, then only, okay, your what you call the model will be visible. All right. Okay. So now, okay. So let's try, okay, to make your, okay. Okay. So again, yeah, these are very tedious. Okay. Usually animation. Okay. If you are using like some other tools, all right, it will be very easy. Okay. All right. Okay, guys, it's 4 o'clock. All right. So okay, so take a break. Okay, so y'all can take a break for a while. Okay, maybe like 10 to 15 minutes. All right. So right after the break, okay, so I will continue. Okay, so I will be take another maybe half an hour. Okay, to show to you all. All right, no, not half an hour. Okay, maybe like about 15 minutes. All right, and then the last one. Okay, I just want to share with you the PowerPoint slide. Okay, so just take a break for 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so I will join back. All right, okay, so welcome back. All right, so it's another almost like 40 minutes to go. All right, okay, so okay again, yeah, okay, for those who haven't okay, respond your your name and also the IC number. All right, so please do so. Okay, so all right, just continue. All right. Okay, I'm so glad that I can stay long. Okay, this booster vaccination. All right. Oh my God. Okay, I can. All right. Okay. Yes, Mawa. Okay. So I have another question. How about image? Okay. In making a poster for some event, we need to put a guest picture. Okay. But what if the given picture have noise and low resolution? Okay. How to deal with it? Okay. So have a noise and low resolution. Okay. So you see, okay, Mawa. So this one is really difficult. Okay. So if let's say they already given you a very low quality of images. Okay. So it's really difficult. Okay. So that is why you always have to tell them advance. Okay. So even like myself. Okay. So if I'm okay. So if I'm just doing any kind of a website. All right. So like especially like an events website. Okay. So they were giving like a speaker images. Some speaker images they have a very good quality, the HD quality, and then like some speakers, all right, the size of the image itself is like 150 by 150. It's very small, okay, and if I expand, that's it, okay, so it's become blur, all right. So over here, this one there's no way, okay, so you have to tell them in advance, okay, so you have to tell in advance, okay, so at least what is your requirement, okay, so what is your standard, okay, for that image. So if let's say, all right, if it's a 500 by 500 pixels, so just tell them, okay, anything above 500 by 500 pixel is okay, all right. If let's say, in advance, you tell them, okay, if you're giving me still, if you want to give like lower resolution, then of course, all right, it's very difficult. So of course, okay, you can just do some adjustment, all right. So the adjustment in terms of like, like for example, if you go to image, all right. So let's say, all right, so okay, so let me just open up a new one. Okay, so all right, just in case, I can just share, let's say, okay, so most of the images are is a bit higher resolution, right? All right. So let's say, all right. So if you go to your image, all right. So of course, okay, that is like auto tone, all right. And then, okay, so there will be like HDR toning, all right. So you can just do some, all right, some adjustment, okay. But it is not going to increase your image quality. Okay, maybe a little bit of the contrast, yes, you can, all right. Okay, but in terms of the image resolution, okay, no, it's not. All right. So obviously, okay, because when you try to enlarge it automatically, the quality of the image, okay, won't be there. All right. So, okay, Mawar. So I hope that, okay, I answered that. All right. So, okay, even like same thing, okay, even like for the videos or anything, all right. Because as you don't know, okay, when you're going to add something on the video, all right, you need to have make sure the images all is a very higher resolution images. All right. So if not, that's it. Okay, so all right. Okay, so I won't be taking too much of time over here. Okay, so I'll just roughly tell you. Okay, so if you see on my screen, all right, so what I have it here is, okay, I have like almost, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, there's a 6 object. Okay, so if you want to animate, all right, so of course, okay, you need to know, so which object have to come first, okay, then move, okay, to the next, all right, it's similar like how you all play around with the PowerPoint, okay, but all right, as I said, okay, let's say now you already have a car, all right, but if you want to animate the car, so over here, there's an arrow. Okay, so let's say if you simply click at this arrow, you have a transform, opacity, and style. Okay, so transform means, okay, let's say if you want to scale it, all right, sometimes you want to scale your like a small, you want to scale it the image to bigger one, all right. So I can just show you roughly, okay, how you can do the opacity, all right. So let's say if you want to start with the opacity, all right, so just click on this clock, okay, that you can say enable keyframe animation, all right. So just click once, all right, and then you can see, all right, a keyframe is added. Okay, so this is your starting keyframe. All right. So let's say, okay, so where you want to, okay, so over here, all right. So maybe like somewhere, all right, it's about 20 seconds. Okay, maybe somewhere around here. Okay, and then I'll just add another one. Okay, so you see here, when you all need to add your keyframe, all right, so you need to understand what's meant by keyframe. Okay, so the name of keyframe, okay, is widely used by the in Flash. Okay, like those days, all right, we have like a Macromedia Director. Okay, so it's very old. It's a very old animation editor. Okay, so it was like 20 years back. All right, so is anyone like in the same age of me? Okay, so you might be aware. Okay, we call it as a Macromedia Director. Okay, so the Macromedia Director is using the word called sprite. Okay, so each of the animation, okay, is based on the sprite. Okay, but when you move to what we call a Flash, okay, we call it as a, okay, like we call it as a Macromedia Flash. Okay, so the animation actually, okay, the first animation tool is came out by the Macromedia. All right, it's a Macromedia company. All right, so the Macromedia, they bought over, okay, they call it as a Macromedia Director and also Macromedia Flash. All right, but the Macromedia all of a sudden it's collapsed. All right, and then Adobe bought over the Flash. Okay, Adobe is bought over the Flash, so that is why they call as a Adobe Flash. All right, so the Adobe Flash, it was using the term called keyframe. Okay, so it's called the term called keyframe. All right, so if I want to, okay, let's say if you want to animate the car over here, so simply click on the car. All right, and then let's say, okay, you want to click on the opacity. Okay, because you want to make it, okay, from a let's say from transparent, okay, you want to make it appear. All right, so click at the clock. All right, when you click at the clock, it's already create one keyframe. Okay, then move your playhead. Okay, you need to move your playhead. Okay, maybe somewhere around here, and then, okay, just now you click on the clock, right? But this time, okay, you have to click on the, okay, add or remove keyframe at playhead. Okay, so if you want to remove, you can just simply click, all right, and then you can just remove. Okay, otherwise, all right, you can just move to a few line, okay, and then you can just add on. All right, so you have like 1 and 2. Okay, so for example, let's say I'm selecting the first keyframe here, okay, and then I reduce the opacity. All right, and back to here. Okay, so it's a bit tricky over here because sometimes it may work, sometimes may not. Okay, so let's see. All right, see, and come back to 100% again. All right, so again, let's say, all right, this. Okay, so let's say if I just go back here, all right, and then I just want to delete. Okay, so over here, okay, I make it opacity as 100%. All right, and I just add a one more. Okay, and then reduce. Okay, so let's say if I play the movie, all right, so you'll be getting like a fade in and fade out. All right, so let's say, all right, so first, okay, see, all right, so that's what we call as a fade in. All right, so then, okay, like after a few, like maybe after a few seconds, all right, so maybe you want to make it okay, the model 1 and model 2 to be appear. All right, so you have to do the same thing. Okay, so like for example, okay, so let's say your second model, all right, is going to be appear maybe somewhere at 40 seconds, maybe at 40. All right, so I just have to drag it back. Okay, the model 1. Okay, so the copy of the model. Right, so in case, okay, you want to just make it a model 1 to appear first. All right, so the rest we can just, okay, we can just, like make it this way. Okay, so if I play the movie, all right, okay, so one more thing, yeah, okay, so let's say, right, okay, if I just play the movie, okay, the cars appear, okay, then followed by the, all right, the first and second model. Okay, but of course, all right, you need to do the animate. All right, so let's say, okay, so we got a for model 1. All right, so since this model 1 and 2, okay, is almost the same. All right, so Okay, you also can try to, okay, you have a model one here, okay. So let's say, okay, if I just select these two, okay, and then I just want to make it this one as a, okay, convert to smart object. All right. See, when I convert it to smart object, so it's become as a, all right. Okay, just like a model one here. Okay, and automatically it will update it on your other keyframe area. Okay, same goes to here as well. Okay, so let's say you have a model two and model two copy. Okay, so right click, okay, convert into a smart object. All right, so this way is better so that, okay, you can minimize your sprite. Okay, so just now you see, okay, we have like so many, right? Okay, so if you're done with the car, all right, so you can just close it. Okay, so let's do for the model. Okay, so same thing. Okay, so where you want to start your model, so let's say this is your starting area. Okay, so enable your model one. All right. Okay, so let's say maybe this time, okay, you want to make it as a transfer. Okay, so maybe, all right, you want to, this one. All right, so let's say, okay, I'm just resizing this one. Okay, the model. Okay, just make it like a little bit slow. Okay, smaller. Okay, and then, so meaning that, okay, so, and maybe up to here. Okay, so I'm just adding another keyframe called transfer. Okay, and then I just want to, so let's say if I play the movie, all right. So as I said, okay, it's a bit tedious, okay, but the thing is, all right, you have to spend a little bit of time, okay. So whether you want to scale it out, okay, or scale down, all right. So you really need some time, okay, to work on the what do you call this animation, okay. It is not going to be easy, all right. Okay, but the only thing is, all right, because they already, they already provide by the Photoshop itself. Okay, so you can just utilize, but to play around, okay, might be take a little bit of time. Okay, so let's see if I just undo that. So you also can try it out. Okay, so let's say, all right. Okay, so still you can, if you want to make it as a, all right. So reduce the opacity. Okay, and then as I said, all right, it's all play. Okay, okay, you need to add another keyframe. Okay, and then okay, so if I play, okay, so if we just play, all right, so same thing. Okay, over here. Okay, I need to do the same thing again. All right, your playhead is very important, yeah. Okay, because whenever that you're going to add your keyframe, your playhead should be start from there. Okay, like for example, okay, this for the model two. All right, so again, I'm adding the keyframe. Okay, so this for the model two, and then I reduce the opacity. So all right, then I move my playhead. Okay, I'm moving my playhead. All right, so you all can just aga. Okay, I mean, how long? The more that you drag, then of course it will take a little bit of time. Okay, the shorter, of course, it will be more faster. All right, so add one more keyframe. All right, and increase the. Okay, so if I play the movie, okay, so let's say one, and then two. Okay, so if you want to convert this, all right, as a either as a GIF animator or you want to, all right. Okay, so what we are seeing here is, okay, so let's say if I just stop, okay, okay, again, all right, so let's see if I play again. Okay, see the moment is become as a red here, okay, it's because it's haven't it haven't done the rendering yet. Okay, so the quality you only can see, okay, once you do the rendering. Okay, so assume that, okay, so you already done your final version. Okay, so okay, I'm just worried. Okay, it takes a little bit of time, right? Okay, so let's say, all right, I don't want to go for more than, okay, otherwise it takes a lot of time. Okay, so maybe I'll just reduce it up to here. Okay, so okay, so the animation will be stopped. Okay, quite like it's not like too much. All right, it's just like okay, it's very short kind of a animation. Okay, so one. Okay, the second one, two. All right, so that's it. Okay, so let's say, all right, if I just want to, okay, I can go to file. All right, and then you can see the, okay, let's say export. Okay, there should be a okay, so let's say we open up this one here. All right, okay, so yeah, okay, export here. Sorry, okay. So export as, okay, so let's say this one, okay, will be your, all right, it is for your normal, like for example, okay, like if you want to render like in the GIF animator, okay. So let's say, okay, if I just click on the save on the legacy, all right, it takes time to load. Okay, and also, all right, it will be take some time. Okay, maybe okay. All right, so make sure, okay, over here, okay, there's some settings that you all need to, okay, it's a GIF, okay, selective, okay, make sure that's using a diffusion, okay, color is 256, all right, that's the highest color, all right, detail as 100, okay, and make sure the Luzi, okay, make sure the Luzi make it as a 0, okay, if you try to increase that, then of course, okay, your image can be like a bit become like two, like becoming like a noise, okay, so you're kind of a bitrate, okay, which is you can see like it's not a proper kind of a resolution. Okay, so let's say, all right, okay, so I can just click on save. Okay, and then of course there'll be another thing as well. Okay, then you just cancel it. Okay, like a looping forever. Okay, either you want to play for once or you want to looping. Okay, so usually, okay, so you can play. Okay, to just check. All right, so okay, of course the image is quite big. All right, so let's we try and see. Okay, how the things looks like. Okay, so save on my desktop. Okay, so let's say car, okay, and then the format, okay, so images only, all right. So the rest we can just put as a default settings and then click on save. Okay, so right, if you really want to learn animation, so you really need to spend time. Okay, you really need to spend some time. Okay, so let's say if I go back to here, okay. Okay, what's the difference between Adobe Animate and Adobe Character Animator? Okay, the character animator is just for the character. Okay, like like you're creating for cartoon character, right? Okay, so that's the purpose. Okay, like when you're creating a like a character, okay, character is not a text character, yeah. Okay, it's a human character. Okay, so when you're going to animate, there should be like a bone. Okay, the bone will have to be moved on. All right. Okay, so in order for you to do that, all right, so Adobe Character will be much more suitable. Okay, while the Adobe Animate is overall. Okay, so whether you want to create something like like a banner, all right, or okay, it's like a very general kind of a animation. If you want to do for very specific, okay, let's say if you want to do for the character, all right, then it's much more. Okay, you can use the Adobe Character Animator. Okay, so you still can use your Adobe Animate, okay, to create a character. Okay, but some of the function or maybe some of the things that you have to create by yourself. Okay, while Adobe Character Animator is already specifically for the character animation. Okay, so they already have the some of the tools there. Okay, so for you to make it more easier. All right, so let's say if I just open up, okay, if I just open up this one and this ask me later. All right, so it's just like a looping. All right, okay, so 1 and 2. All right, so yeah, okay, yes, Akmal. So you all can use the animation for the better, but of course, okay, as I said, learning all these tools, okay, is really required a time. Okay, so you all really need to invest a lot of time. Okay, and then over here, So the first thing is, okay, you need to know, okay, what is your specialization, all right? So like you all see, okay, in the Photoshop, okay? So, okay, some people, okay, you're strong, okay? Maybe your strong background, okay, maybe a image editing, all right? So you all can use a Photoshop. Some of you, okay, you are, you have more strong in the terms of drawing, okay? So you can concentrate on the Illustrator. Okay, so some of you might be, strong in doing animation. All right. So for those who are doing animation, so I always believe, okay, they also know how to draw. Okay. So either they can use Illustrator and then bring it over to your character. Okay, the Adobe character. Okay, but for you to go for more advanced, all right, like just now we all make it like a 3D logo, right? If you all use Autodesk or 3D Max Studio, okay, it looks more realistic, all right. But as I say, you already need to have to spend some time, okay, to learn. For myself, all right, if you honestly, if you ask me, okay, 3D is not my, okay, I don't say my favorite, okay, I really like 3D, okay, but for me, if I want to use a 3D on my laptop, okay, it's a 16 GB, but still I don't think so. Okay, it can run as good as, okay. So I hope that, okay, one day I can learn the 3D Max. All right. So, all right, and same goes to you all. Okay. So this is a little bit on the animation. All right. So okay. As for UI UX, okay, which Adobe they usually use? Okay, okay, Mawal. You see, for UI UX, all right, UI UX is just a main, okay, it's a main component, okay. But below the UI UX, okay, they also have a sub component, okay. When we say the sub component means, all right. So as I said earlier, okay. So whether you want to be in the as in the web development. Okay, if you're in the web development, okay, then you need to use a Photoshop. All right. So why we need to use a Photoshop? Sometimes, okay, you need to create the banners and everything. Okay. All right, and then you also need to use an Illustrator. Okay, for you to use the creating a icon and everything. Okay, and of course you also need to learn. Okay, like Adobe XD. Okay, so Adobe XD. All right, for you to create a prototype. So there's a quite number of tools there. Either you can use Figma. Okay, I believe some of you are using a Figma, all right, and also Adobe XD. Okay, so why we are using a Figma or Adobe XD, all right, is simply because like those days we are creating, okay, of course we are creating a mockup. Okay, we are creating a mockup, but although we are creating a mockup, okay, so you just want to make sure that when you click any area, so it's move on to the next page. All right, it's just to show, okay, how your web flow is working. All right. So another thing is, okay, for UI UX, all right. So okay, you also being in the as a UI UX researcher. Okay, you do a research on the UI UX. Okay, so meaning that, okay, so you don't do a design work. Okay, you don't do a design work. Okay, but you are merely on getting the info, data. All right. So let's say, for example, okay, like Hong Leong Bank, katakan Hong Leong Bank, okay, they want to do a revise on your system. Okay, so you as a UI UX, all right, are not a designer, but as a researcher. Okay, so you need to go there. Okay, so before you're going to propose to them, okay, any design or anything, you have to do some research. All right. So I believe like on the first day, okay, I have explained to you all, okay, the PowerPoint slide. Okay, you need to do some research. Okay, so once you already get some, the reason why you are doing the research, okay, mainly because you need to understand. Okay, I'll just put on the chat box. Okay, to understand the pain. Okay, to understand the pain. Okay, so what's mean by pain? All right, when someone want to change the UI UX, okay, or maybe the interface, all right, there might be something, okay. If of course people are already, they have, okay, but people are happily using the older. Remember, some people are still using the older look and feel, okay, look and feel, okay, even though it looks like a 90s, all right, or maybe 2000s, very old, but people are still making money, okay, because why? People are more used to it, all right. People doesn't want something like a very complex kind of system. Okay, they want something like very easy. They don't care, okay, what kind of color that you all use. Okay, only nowadays people are, okay, like a very bothering, okay, the colors that you all use. Okay, but like some companies, all right, like if you, let's say, yeah, like a HRMN system, okay, like you are doing like a human resource management system, okay. Let's say you want to revise the look and feel, okay. If you go to some offices, okay, they are still using a very old design, okay, but still, okay, they don't bother, okay, as long as they the job is done for them, okay. So like for example, okay, I go into a work, I clock in, I clock out, okay, and then I update my, okay, my time, okay, so what time I go for my break. If I have any task, okay, so I'm just update that, okay. So I don't bother much on the look and feel, okay. But when someone, okay, say that, okay, I don't like this look and feel, okay, it looks like so outdated, people are not interested, all right, then you have to go in. So you need to understand, okay, what kind of look and feel they have. You need to do some kind of workshop, all right. So why they don't like it, okay, so which part they feel like a lacking. All right, so you need to collect all the information, and then only you have to bring back to your desk. Okay, so over there you have to liaise with your UI UX designer. So what software they'll use? They'll use so many. Okay, Photoshop, Illustrator, Adobe XD, Figma. All right, and of course there'll be like a wireframe. Okay, so before you're going to create something, you need to have a wireframe. All right, so all those things. Okay, so what you are doing here, okay, for almost 48 hours, okay, is just like we are straight away enter the site and then we are working on it. All right. So that's the thing. All right. So we have like a very, okay, it's very huge. Okay, when you talk about UI UX, all right, it's very huge. All right. So you need to know, okay, which area that you feel like, okay, you are, you are very comfortable. Okay. So like myself, okay, sometimes, okay, most of the time, okay, my way of doing a design is more into a professional. Okay. So because I'm very less doing a kind of like, like cartoon character. All right. So anything like a professional, okay, so that is my strong backbone. Okay, so like you should know, okay, where is okay, how to say, okay, your most advantage. Okay, so you need to know, right, about that. For those who are still not so sure, okay, so where they are heading to, okay, whether they want to do like a normal, okay, like how to say, okay, you know like animation, okay, like a movie editor. All right, so you need to find your, I would say, your soul. All right, so until you haven't find that, then it's very difficult for you to concentrate, okay, which part that you want to go in. All right, so you see, yeah, it is not like, okay, you're doing as a UI UX, you have to know everything. All right, it's not the case. All right, you just have to know, okay, which area that you are specialized, so you have to do it. All right, and even nowadays, okay, this is what I always like to tell to everyone. Okay, uh, nowadays job, all right, I don't know anyone here as a software engineer, all right, or purely on the graphic design. Okay, uh, during my time, okay, this is what the most, when I tried looking for a job. Okay, I know that they already stated that UI UX designer. Okay, they already stated that as a UI UX designer. So once you already submit your resume and everything, okay, and then they'll say that you already been as shortlisted. Okay, so you see, uh, the one that shortlisted you, okay, of course, okay, the agency, okay, the job hunter, all right. But when during your interview time with the client, all right, they were asking you, okay, do you know how to use a Visual Basic, or maybe you know how to use a Visual Studio? Okay, do you know how to create a master page in in the C++? All right, and then you'll be having another kind of like a different kind of mindset. Okay, you'll be thinking, okay, I'm doing for UI UX. Okay, why they are asking me to doing for this kind of all the programming? Okay, so this is actually the real situation now. Okay, so you really cannot concentrate as a graphic designer. Okay, so you have to do as a versatile. Okay, so that's how it's going. Okay, it's heading towards now. All right. So Mawan, okay, so if you ask me, okay, as for UI UX, okay, which Adobe they use, all right, there's many Adobe products outside there. Okay, so you need to know. Okay, if you are animator, all right, you can use Adobe After Effects. Okay, learning Adobe After Effects is another pain. Okay, it's not as easy as we all learn the Photoshop and Illustrator. Okay, so you need to know, okay, where is your interest? So based on that, okay, so try to go in. All right. Okay, so that's all okay for animation. Okay, I'm not going to cover, okay, in very detail. So before that, all right, I just want to stop share for a while. Okay, I need to locate the file. It's just going to be a small presentation. Okay, so I mean, I will, okay, I'll wrap it up as soon as it's complete. Okay, so let's say. All right, okay, just wait, yeah. Okay, so this is something, okay, all right. Okay, how to become a freelancer. Some of you already been a freelancer. Okay, I can see that. All right. So, okay, so it's just okay. I'm just okay for those. All right. You know, maybe some of you, okay, try to venture, okay, to be a freelancer. Okay, trust me, being a freelancer is not a very easy job. Okay, it's not a very easy. Okay, as long as okay, because you need to make sure that you have built your basement. Okay, you have to build your base. All right. So without having your base, all right, without having your network, all right, you really can't become a freelance. All right. Okay. So how to become a freelancer? Okay, freelancer have a ton of freedom in their career. Okay. Here there are 7 steps. Okay, to become a freelancer. Okay. So again, you don't have to follow exactly. All right. Okay. So some of you might have a different way of doing it. All right. Okay. So consider whether freelancing is for you or not. Okay. So, you know, the thing is, if you already establish your career, okay, you already established your career, okay. So you know that, okay, your career is, you're doing well in your career, okay. But in terms of that, you want to add on your, okay, you want to create your freelance, you know, business, all right. So when you have a career, okay, and then of course you can, all right, you can just involve a little bit on the freelancing, okay. But when times goes on, all right, when you see that you know that the more works that you have in a freelancing, okay, so that's the time you have to make a decision whether you want to concentrate on your full-time job or you want to move on to your freelancing as 100%. Freelancing has its pros and cons. You must possess a specific mindset to be a freelancer. Being your own boss is a great thing, okay, if you're disciplined and reliable. Okay, don't limit yourself. All right. So freelancing enables you to set your schedule. Okay. So you can take it a day off whenever you want, but you won't be paid for that time because there's no such thing as a paid leave. Okay. So this is the thing. Okay. Freelancer is become like an entrepreneur. So you work for yourself. Okay. And if you're not working and if you're not deliver your, you know, as promised, okay, of course, you know, like in the office, you know, you can just buy some time. Okay. Go to your project manager. You can tell them, sir, okay, I'm not feeling well. Okay, so but then in your freelancing, okay, sometimes you can't do that. All right, because everything, okay, they are based on you. Okay, so when you already set a delivery time, okay, then you have to make sure you have to follow the delivery time. Okay, all right, so you need to find a platform. Okay, sometimes as I said, okay, the platform can work, sometimes may not. All right, but you need to put your profile somewhere. There's a lot of websites over there like Upwork, freelancing.my. Okay, Workana, all right. LinkedIn. LinkedIn is one of the best. Okay, of course, Facebook, yes, all right. Okay, but if you want to make it like more professional, yes, LinkedIn is can be one of your, a platform. Okay, True Lancer, all right. So we have so many. Okay, so this is what you have to do. All right, try to spend some time. Okay, you need to spend some time, do some any of your artwork. All right. So okay, of course, okay, you have to make sure that it has to be very a professional kind of work. So okay, so if you feel like you want to try out, okay, and then you see like you are not so expert yet, all right. So maybe you can use like a Pinterest. Okay, Pinterest also another platform. Okay, so but then if you want to go for more professional, so of course it's all listed down. Okay, over here. There's a lot, plenty of other uh, platform as well. Okay, so these are the main things over here. All right, so build your profile. Okay, take your time to create your substantial profile that will inform a potential client about your education, skill, expertise, and your experience. I'm always suggest, okay, go open up your own website. All right. I already buy my own domain, okay, but until now I haven't done create my own profile yet because the thing is I supposed to create my website, okay, like about 2 months back, okay, but due to my schedule like very tight, okay, so of course, okay, I already have my content, okay, I already have my content, but I need to create a website. So for you all, okay, I'm always suggest, okay, if you are going to build your, for more established, all right, go and have your website, okay, you can just, it's going to be cost, it doesn't cost you much, okay, like a per year, less than 200 ringgit, okay, so 150 for your 150 for your hosting, okay, and then about maybe 60 or 50 ringgit for your domain name, all right, so just get it 200 ringgit, okay, for per year, okay, it's a good investment, all right, and then if you don't know how to do a website, go and learn, all right, so it's nothing, okay, there's no such thing that we all say, okay, I don't know, all right, so obviously if you all keep on saying I don't know till then, okay, we are just going to stay forever, okay, so there's a lot of blog outside there, okay, to tell you how to create a website, okay, you all can also depends on the your hosting, okay, so like if you go to Shinjuru, okay, Shinjuru or Exabyte, okay, so they always provide you the, if you, let's say if you have purchased the WordPress, okay, they always giving you a free template, okay, so you can just use a template. Go to YouTube, always learn, okay, how to add on images, okay, so we don't ask you to publish your website, okay, take some time, maybe like 1 month, 2 months, all right, to try to work it out. If you don't know, ask the expert, okay, I believe some of your friends, okay, they know how to do a website design, all right, if you don't know, you also can ask me, all right. Okay, how much does a website usually cost? Okay, is there a free website to create? Okay, obviously, okay, there are some, like some hosting they're giving you as a free. Okay, but then doesn't look like so good, all right, because they still carry out their own personal domain. Okay, so like for example, let's say you want to have like a www.suite.n, all right, so you can't have your own domain, okay, because you are not purchased, all right. So if you ask me, okay, how much does the website cost? Actually, it all depends. Okay, if you want to do yourself, all right, then of course, okay, I always suggest, all right, try to take some course, all right. You can go for Udemy. Okay, Udemy can cost you about 30 to 40 ringgit. Okay, WordPress, yeah, WordPress is free. Okay, but the only thing is the domain. Okay, the domain you have to purchase it. All right. Okay, so again, you have to learn for it. Okay, try to learn, spend some time. Okay, WordPress, all right, it's easy to learn. All right, you need to get a template. Okay, some template you need to purchase, some template, okay, they will give you as free. All right, so you can publish your product. Okay, whatever the new product, your cake. All right, so you need. Okay, so rather than you are just sharing in the WhatsApp. All right, you share in your website. Okay, people, that's another impression. Okay, people will see that one. Okay, you are really serious on doing the business. All right. All right. So when you create a profile, make sure you provide a portfolio that illustrates your skill and experience. Okay. So if you are a beginner, take time to create portfolio with sample works or simply accept several jobs at a discounted rate in exchange for experience. Okay. So to see, nobody is going to start. All right. So if let's say if I'm going to graduate, tomorrow, and then after 1 week, okay, I cannot go and ask, okay, can you pay me 5,000 or 6,000? All right. I can't do that. For me to, to get that kind of income, I need to, struggle for at least 4 to 5 years. All right. So same goes to your, okay. So if you are going to involve in the freelance, all right. So if you don't have experience, so you can just start out with something very small, okay. Like you can go for like a non-government organization, NGO, all right, or like like some of you can, we can go to church, temple, or even like a mosque, okay. Just go and tell them, okay, I'm willing to create for you a not like a free website, okay, but then do a proper work. Okay, so just because you are giving them for free, okay, so then cannot work like a chinchay, okay, because that is going to be represent your the next future. Okay, if you did a correct one, okay, better, then of course people are start to coming to you. All right. Okay, and during this pandemic time, okay, so like a lot of shop has been closed, all right, and then I know that they try to come back again. So you can just go and propose to them. Okay, I will give it to you like a discounted rate. Okay, creating a website. Right, I make my portfolio in Behance, put all my hard work there, even though most of the time the poster I created from Canva. Okay, all right. I don't know why so many people are using Canva here. Okay, okay, but then a few months back, okay, I got one proposal. They asked me to do a Canva. Okay, how to use a Canva. Okay, I think it's for teachers. Okay, so I feel like all right. Okay, so I don't know why. Okay, I know that Photoshop, Illustrator is a bit difficult. Okay, but then all right. So I feel like okay, Canva. All right, fine. Okay, so I just all right. So again, okay. So if you all feel like you want to use a Canva, go ahead. All right, but. Okay, again, okay, I'm not going to stop, okay, anyone using a Canva here. All right, okay, so, all right, if you have a couple of years experience, of course, you cannot charge the same rate as a freelance with a decade of work, okay, of experience. Okay, so of course you can, slowly you can mark up your prices. Okay, ultimately, you wish to turn your freelancing into a full-time job. Okay, the rate should be cover your monthly expenses. Okay, even I have told you, okay, even if you're going to create a logo, all right, because some people they will say, okay, please, okay, do for me a logo. I pay you $300. You might be thinking, wow, 300. Okay, one day is a good money. Okay, once you already accept, okay, then you have to do for the another 2 or 3 weeks time. Okay, the fellow asking you, okay, I don't like this color change. I don't like this pattern, please change. All right, and then you take like 3-4 weeks. So now just imagine for that 3-4 weeks, the 300 is it, uh, okay, is it like really worth it or not? All right, so that is why you all need to okay, you have to make sure, okay, although you have to start up, you have to tell them upfront. Okay, so you see you want to pay for 300, so it's going to be my 1 day job. Okay, so I'll just prepare this. All right, so you get the agreement. Okay, so if let's say 1 day, all right, then make it like 3 days. Okay, so within 3 days. Okay, so that is my rate. So if any more changes, then I need to add on based on hourly or based on the work. Okay, the what you call the work. All right, if it's too much of work, then of course you have to add on. Okay, so a few more slide. Okay, so never stop looking for a project. Okay, so during this pandemic, okay, of course a lot of things. All right, maybe people are losing a job. All right, and then a lot of companies are closing down. All right, so but keep on look. Okay, there's always be a way. All right, so that's why I said okay. It's very difficult. Okay, if you want to depending on the freelance. Okay, you need to have something like a full-time job. Okay, and then while you are doing your full-time job, and then you do your freelance. So right after, you're very comfortable, okay, and you have your confident, okay, okay, I'm having like a 20-30 client, all right. So monthly you can just get it like a 4 or 5 Ks, all right. So you can just go in, right? Okay, Mr. Tari was asking, okay, any students here still working in the company or have a freelance business, okay, during this pandemic, all right? Okay, so again, all right, this is 7, all right, it's very important. Relationship with your client are most important part of your freelancing, okay? So sometimes, okay, we are always likes to take advantage on the customers or clients, okay? So do not ever do that, okay? Because each of the client, although, okay, they are not giving you the job, okay, let's say maybe sometimes the client won't be come back again, okay? So maybe like after 6 months, 7 months, maybe they will come back, but they still, all right, giving you the business, all right? So keep the relationship, all right? So you can just keep on send like, like a Hari Raya or anything, okay? Or like maybe like a weekly, don't every day, okay? So if you do every day, okay, like a sending and like become like a family, okay? So like you can just like, sometimes, okay, even if they are not giving you a business, you can just go for a coffee, all right? So, just talk, okay, how the business is going on. Okay, so when you try to have a communication, okay, with them, okay, you have like more idea. Maintaining a good connection with your current clients and providing a good quality of works. Okay, you'll be more likely to secure more consistent job in the future. Make sure you meet every deadline. Okay, listen to the instruction, make any necessary edit and communicate efficiently with your client. Okay, it's very important, all right? If they're giving you some works, all right, if you don't understand, you can just go and ask them. Doesn't matter, 5 times, 20 times, 30 times. Okay, maybe they feel annoyed. Okay, but rather than you spend like like 1 week, 2 weeks. Okay, and then suddenly when you deliver, it is not as what they want. All right. So make sure you have to have a good communication between them. All right, and also the deadline. All right. So should I be a freelancer? All right. So that one you can just answer yourself. Okay, whether you can be a freelancer or not. All right. So okay. So that's all from me. Okay. So thank you everyone. So it's a very good journey. Okay, for the past. Okay, it's almost like 6 days. All right. So I know some of you, all right, you feel tired, okay, because of this Photoshop, Illustrator, there's so many things, all right. So I don't know how's your mindset it is, all right. So the only thing is I will tell you all, okay. So you just have to keep on learning, all right. Just keep on learning, okay. There's a lot of tutorial outside there, and my mobile phone is always on, okay. As long as okay, I'm still here, all right. I will reply to you all, okay. Yes, Mawar. One last question, okay. So all right. Okay, so how to know the minimum and maximum to determine the price? Because sometimes we tend to feel scared. Okay, it's too expensive. Okay, so you see, all right, you don't have to worry on this, Mawar. If you know that your work is really, okay, all right, it's a very good job. All right, you know that, okay, it's very appealing. Okay, so you can have your testimony. Okay, you might have like a previous customers. Okay, you can just ask them the testimony. So you just go to and tell them. All right, you can just go and tell them. Okay, you see, all right. So this is the very minimum rate I can charge for you. Okay, so if they're asking you to go for more markup, all right, you see, if you feel like okay, this is going to be your repeating customer, all right, and you feel like it's worth it, then it's your choice. Okay, but like if you feel like you're putting like a too low also, all right, it's very difficult. Okay, don't do that. Okay, so people might be taking a lot of advantages. All right, so fix your rate. Okay, so try to fix your rate. Okay, but if still okay, sometimes you'll say, okay, I'm not having a proper business. Okay, I still need time. Okay, then based on your compassionate. All right, you see how he's going to, going to tackle this thing. Okay, so it's based everything's on you. All right. Okay, so okay, other template folders. Okay, all right. Yeah, okay, Alina. Okay, I will share with you the what we call the template folders. All right. Okay, first I think
Jangan
yes.
lupa.
I'm so tired because yesterday vaccine. So okay, we see my head like like I'm going left and right. Okay, so seriously, and yesterday night, okay, I'm already have a fever and I memang tapi tidur langsung. Okay, and I really don't want to cancel the class today. So all right, so don't worry, Alina. Okay, I will share with you by today. All right, so just give me some time. I really need to go and have a very good sleep. All right, maybe like 2 or 3 hours. Then I wake up. Okay, then after that, you not call I 20, 30 times or so. Okay, I will answer that. All right, don't worry. All right. Okay, so keep in touch. Okay, so everyone and. Okay, so thank you, Stephanie. So I'm not sure Stephanie is there. All right, Triflat. Okay, so thanks again to give me this opportunity. All right, so every one of you. Okay, Nurul, Mawar, Muhammad. Okay, there's a lot of people here, which is I can. Okay, Lilawati. All right, Anita. All right, so good luck for you all. Okay, so wish you all the best. All right, thank you. All right, see you soon. Okay, stay safe. All right, and it's still it's raining. Okay, so take a precaution and take care. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye.